China is aiming for a 5% GDP growth by 2025. This ambitious target is part of a broader strategy to solidify its position as a global economic powerhouse. The Chinese government has laid out a comprehensive plan that includes significant investments in technology, infrastructure, and green energy. These initiatives are designed to not only boost economic growth, but also to ensure sustainable development in the long run. This target demonstrates China's ambition to be a global economic leader. The country is leveraging its vast resources and strategic position to influence global markets. From the bustling stock exchanges to the massive construction projects, every aspect of China's economy is being mobilized to achieve this goal. The government is also focusing on innovation, aiming to become a leader in cutting-edge technologies like artificial intelligence and biotechnology. However, the path to achieving this goal is fraught with challenges. Rapid urbanization has led to overcrowded cities and strained infrastructure. The manufacturing sector, which has been the backbone of China's economic growth, is facing increasing competition from other developing countries. Additionally, the country is grappling with environmental issues that could hinder its progress. The country faces a complex economic landscape. Balancing rapid growth with sustainable development is a delicate act. The financial sector is under pressure to support this growth while managing risks associated with high levels of debt. Moreover, the Chinese economy is highly interconnected with the global market, making it susceptible to international economic fluctuations. One major hurdle is the ongoing trade war with the United States. This conflict has led to tariffs and trade barriers that have disrupted supply chains and increased costs for businesses. The uncertainty surrounding trade policies has made it difficult for companies to plan for the future, affecting investment and growth. This trade war has created uncertainty and impacted businesses on both sides. Many factories have seen a decline in orders, leading to layoffs and reduced production. Retailers are also feeling the pinch, with some stores closing down due to decreased consumer spending. The ripple effects of this trade conflict are being felt across various sectors of the economy. Another challenge is sluggish domestic demand. Despite the government's efforts to stimulate consumption, many Chinese consumers are cautious about spending. This is partly due to economic uncertainties and rising living costs. The slowdown in consumer spending is a significant concern as it directly impacts businesses and overall economic growth. Chinese consumers are spending less, which slows down economic growth. The government has introduced various measures to boost consumer confidence, such as tax cuts and subsidies. However, these measures have had limited success so far. The challenge remains to find effective ways to encourage spending without exacerbating debt levels. The real estate market in China is also facing difficulties. Over the years, property development has been a significant driver of economic growth. However, the market is now showing signs of strain. Many construction projects are stalled, and there is an oversupply of housing in some areas. This has led to concerns about the stability of the real estate sector. Property prices have been declining, and this has created concerns about a potential bubble. The government is closely monitoring the situation and has implemented measures to stabilize the market. However, the effectiveness of these measures remains to be seen. A collapse in the real estate market could have far-reaching consequences for the broader economy. These challenges highlight the need for China to address structural issues in its economy. Reforms are necessary to ensure long-term stability and growth. The government is aware of these issues and is taking steps to address them. This includes improving regulatory frameworks, enhancing transparency, and promoting fair competition. Despite these obstacles, China remains determined to achieve its economic ambitions. The country is leveraging its strengths, such as a large and skilled workforce, advanced infrastructure, and a robust manufacturing base. These factors provide a solid foundation for future growth. The government is implementing various measures to stimulate growth and address these challenges head-on. This includes investing in new infrastructure projects, supporting innovation, and fostering a business-friendly environment. These efforts are aimed at creating a more resilient and dynamic economy. The world is watching closely to see how these measures will shape China's economic future. The outcome will have significant implications not only for China, but also for the global economy. As China navigates these challenges, its ability to adapt and innovate will be crucial in determining its success. China's economic slowdown has been a cause for concern for global markets. The world's second-largest economy has been a key driver of global growth for decades, and any signs of trouble here send ripples across the globe. Investors, policymakers, and businesses worldwide are closely monitoring the situation, as China's economic health is deeply intertwined with the global economy. The once booming export sector has been hit by weakening demand from the West, particularly the United States. Trade tensions and tariffs have exacerbated the situation, leading to a significant drop in export volumes. This decline is not just a temporary blip, but a sign of shifting global trade dynamics that could have long-term implications for China's economic model. This decline in exports has impacted manufacturing and employment in China. Factories that once operated around the clock are now facing reduced orders, leading to layoffs and reduced working hours for many employees. The manufacturing sector, which has been the backbone of China's economic miracle, is now grappling with an uncertain future. Domestic consumption, while growing, has not been able to fully compensate for the slowdown in exports. Although the Chinese government has been encouraging consumer spending to drive economic growth, the transition from an export-led to a consumption-driven economy is proving to be challenging. Consumer confidence remains fragile, and spending patterns are cautious. Chinese households are saving more and spending less, partly due to concerns about the future economic outlook. The high savings rate, while providing a buffer against economic shocks, also means that less money is being circulated in the economy. This cautious approach to spending is influenced by uncertainties in the job market and potential future financial needs. This cautious consumer behavior further contributes to the sluggish economic growth. Retailers and businesses are feeling the pinch as foot traffic in stores declines, and consumers opt for more affordable options. The ripple effect of reduced consumer spending is being felt across various sectors, from retail to services. The real estate crisis, a significant concern, is characterized by falling property prices and a surplus of unsold homes. The construction boom that once fueled economic growth has now led to an oversupply of housing, with many projects left incomplete. This has not only affected the real estate sector, but also related industries such as construction materials and home furnishings. This crisis has far-reaching implications for the financial sector, as banks are heavily exposed to real estate loans. Non-performing loans are on the rise, putting pressure on the banking system. Financial institutions are now more cautious in their lending practices, which in turn affects businesses and consumers seeking credit. Addressing this crisis is crucial for stabilizing China's overall economic stability. The government has introduced various measures to support the real estate market and ensure financial stability, but the effectiveness of these measures remains to be seen. Policymakers are walking a tightrope, balancing the need for economic growth with the risks of financial instability. Despite these challenges, China possesses strengths that should not be underestimated. The country's large population and growing urbanization present significant opportunities for economic development. Additionally, China's investments in technology and innovation are paving the way for new growth sectors. The country has a large and growing middle class with increasing purchasing power. This demographic shift is expected to drive demand for a wide range of goods and services, from consumer electronics to healthcare. The rising middle class is a key pillar of China's long-term economic strategy. Furthermore, China has a skilled workforce and a strong manufacturing base, providing a solid foundation for future economic growth. The country's ability to adapt and innovate in the face of challenges will be crucial in navigating the economic headwinds and ensuring sustained growth in the years to come. The Chinese government has responded to the economic slowdown with a series of measures aimed at stimulating growth. These measures are characterized by their proactive and interventionist approach, a hallmark of China's economic policy. One key aspect is the increase in government spending on infrastructure projects. This increased spending aims to create jobs, boost demand, and support economic activity. The government is also providing financial assistance to struggling industries and businesses. This support takes various forms, including subsidies, tax breaks, and loan guarantees. Another significant measure is the easing of monetary policy. The central bank has lowered interest rates to encourage borrowing and investment. It has also injected liquidity into the financial system to ensure sufficient credit availability. Furthermore, the government is encouraging domestic consumption through various incentives and subsidies. These measures aim to shift China's economic model from one reliant on exports and investment to one driven by domestic demand. Section 4. The quest for technological independence. A key pillar of China's long-term economic strategy is achieving technological self-reliance. This ambition is driven by the recognition that technological dominance is crucial for economic competitiveness and national security. China has made significant strides in various technological fields, including artificial intelligence, renewable energy, and telecommunications. However, the country still heavily relies on foreign technology in certain critical areas, such as semiconductors. This dependence has been exposed by recent trade tensions, particularly with the United States. To reduce this reliance, China is investing heavily in research and development, aiming to become a global leader in technological innovation. The government is providing substantial support to domestic technology companies, fostering their growth and encouraging innovation. This support includes financial incentives, access to funding, and the creation of favorable regulatory environments. China's ambition to become a technological powerhouse is reshaping the global technological landscape and intensifying competition in key sectors. Section 5. The Dragon's Shift, from exports to consumption. China's economic model, for decades reliant on exports and investment, is undergoing a significant transformation. Historically, the country has been known as the world's factory, producing goods that are shipped across the globe. This export-driven growth has fueled China's rapid economic rise, but it has also made the economy vulnerable to global market fluctuations and trade tensions. The government is actively promoting a shift towards an economy driven by domestic consumption. This means encouraging Chinese citizens to spend more on goods and services within the country, rather than relying on foreign markets. The shift is not just an economic strategy, but also a social transformation, aiming to enhance the quality of life for millions of people. This strategic shift is driven by several factors, including the need to reduce reliance on external demand and the recognition of the growing purchasing power of Chinese consumers. As incomes rise and the middle class expands, there is a natural increase in the demand for better products and services. The government sees this as an opportunity to create a more resilient and self-sustaining economy. To boost domestic consumption, the government is implementing a range of measures. These include policies aimed at increasing disposable incomes through tax cuts and wage hikes. Additionally, there are efforts to improve social safety nets, such as healthcare and pensions, to reduce the need for high savings and encourage spending. These include increasing disposable incomes, improving social safety nets, and creating a more consumer-friendly environment. The government is also investing in public amenities and infrastructure to make cities more livable and attractive for residents, and promoting the development of the consumer credit market. By making credit more accessible, the government hopes to stimulate spending on big-ticket items like homes and cars, which can further drive economic growth. The aim is to create a more balanced and sustainable economic model that is less vulnerable to external shocks. This involves not only economic reforms, but also cultural changes, as the government encourages a shift from a high savings mentality to a more consumption-oriented mindset. The success of this shift towards consumption-led growth is crucial for China's long-term economic prospects. It requires careful planning and execution, as well as the cooperation of businesses and consumers alike. The government is optimistic but aware of the challenges ahead. It requires a fundamental change in the mindset of Chinese consumers, who traditionally have a high savings rate. This cultural shift is perhaps one of the most challenging aspects of the transformation, as it involves altering deeply ingrained habits and attitudes towards money. The government is actively encouraging spending and promoting a consumer culture through various campaigns and initiatives. These efforts are designed to make spending more socially acceptable and even desirable, thereby supporting the broader economic goals of the nation.